From body swapping with Doc Ock to break up with MJ, Spider-Man's life is anything but terrible. The constant reboots, crossovers, and attempts to keep the character fresh. It leads to a repetitive storyline that doesn't reason with anyone. In terms of Peter's personality, relationship, or motivations, it might not sit well with long-term fans, especially what Paul did to Peter and MJ's relation. The fans feel dissatisfied with the recent issues. So in today's video, we will review an in-depth discussion about the current Amazing Spider-Man comics and how Marvel ruined Spider-Man. So if you guys are new here, please subscribe and turn on all the notifications to never miss any future uploads. Please like, comment and share. All the text and images are owned by its respected company. You can support them by purchasing it digitally or from any offline stores. After the Beyond Corporation saga, Peter lost his clone brother, Ben Reilly, into a chemical vat, but later he survives and he becomes an anti-hero, Chasm. So Peter and MJ decides to move in together, but as they begin to start their new life, they get attacked by a mad scientist, Benjamin Rabin, and in order to achieve the power of the Mayan god, devour, the villain sent the couple to a post-apocalyptic world where the mutant monsters attack the two, and while they are struggling, they get saved by an unknown man named Paul. He defeats the creatures and brings them to his safe hideout, and there he reveals he was a colleague of Benjamin Rabin in this universe, and also, as Spider-Man has interfered their ceremony, so Rabin will do anything to kill Spider-Man and gain the power of his god. But while they are making a plan, the Mayan god breaks into their base and begins to hurt Peter, and as MJ sees, Peter's life is in danger, so she forces Peter and sends him back to their home world, and she gets stuck in this reality with Paul. And when Peter arrives in his world, he returns to the exact same point where they were sent by Rabin in that dimension. So without wasting any time, he begins to find a way to save MJ. The cops are looking for Spider-Man as his arrival makes a destructions on Pennsylvania. So to avoid the crowd, Peter arrives at the Baxter building to get some help from the Fantastic Four. But there he finds out both Reed and Suzanne are off planet, so there is no one here to help Peter. Only Johnny and Ben are present who stop Peter and inform him the FBI is looking for Spider-Man and Captain America is on his way to meet with him to sort out this problem, but Peter doesn't listen to them as he has no time to wait for Cap, so he quickly leaves the place and heads towards the Sanctum Sanctorum to get some help from Doctor Strange. But on his way, he notices the police cars, so to avoid the cops, Peter changes his costume. But as he arrives into an alleyway, he is confronted by Captain America. He informs Peter the FBI has declared Spider-Man the enemy of the state, so he has to come with him and give them an explanation to clear his name. Cap knows Peter is innocent, but Peter doesn't care about that, and as he catches Cap off guard, he then punches him directly in the face and smashes Cap with his own shield and escapes the place. Peter knows no heroes will help him, they will only waste his time, except one person. He hates him the most, Norman Osborn, the former Green Goblin. So he meets with him, and by Norman's instructions, Peter steals a nuclear reactor and some other gadgets from the Fantastic Four and Stark Industries, and with those takes, Norman manages to build a special suit for Peter. So Peter dresses up and jumps into a portal, and after a long journey, Peter finally arrives into that dimension where MJ is trapped, and as the villain Rabin is about to take MJ's life, Peter interferes, and while the two were fighting, Paul grabs the Blade of Decay and kills Rabin. Peter gets relieved to see MJ again, but as he tries to hug her, MJ avoids that and informs Peter he was gone for almost 4 years. A lot has changed in this time gap, as now she is with Paul and their 2 kids, and this news breaks Peter's heart. He tries many times to talk with MJ and clear out their misunderstandings, but MJ sticks to Paul and builds their new family by rejecting Peter. Now 6 months later, Peter is living with his consequences of saving MJ's life. He has lost all the connections with his friends, the Avengers, and also the woman he loves the most, his Aunt May. But that doesn't stop Peter. He gets an offer to work under Norman Osborn, and there he makes a new friend, Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. And in this time period, one special girl comes into his life, Felicia Hardy, Black Cat. Peter is so much happy with his life, but the writers decide to ruin Peter again, as when Peter stops an arm deal between Tombstones and the Roses gang, it makes Tombstone mad, as Spidey's interference makes him look weak to the criminal underworld. So to teach him a lesson, he lures Spider-Man into his trap and begins to brutalize him inside a special truck whose walls are tough enough that Spidey can't just burst out, and as it limits his movements, Peter finds himself overwhelmed, badly beaten up and knocked out by Tombstone. But not only Tombstone, Spidey completely gets wrecked by an old villain, Vulture, who defeated by Spider-Man countless times. The Vulture confronts Spidey in the mid-air. He destroys his web shooters and throws him from the sky to end his life. Peter manages to save himself, but Vulture again attacks him, and as he about to take his life, Spidey puts on the new costume designed by Norman Osborn and defeats Vulture. And as time moves on, Peter builds a special bond with Norman like a father-son. But the danger is still remains, as the villain Benjamin Rabin is still alive, and he attacks the New York City to draw Spidey's attention. But in this entire run, Spidey doesn't even defeat one single villain by himself. He literally gets beaten up all the time, or someone else is there to do his work. And this time, Kamala was there, and to save MJ's life, she disguises herself as MJ and sacrifices her own life to save MJ and Peter. And her death is a total embarrassment to the entire Marvel fans. As we all know, she will revive soon with the help of X-Men and become a mutant. But Marvel did this just to suffer Peter. Not only that, now it is time for Black Cat to throw Peter out of her life, as Felicia realizes this relationship is too much healthy, as in the recent time, Peter is not stopping her from committing crimes, and she fears she is corrupting Peter. So Felicia broke up with Peter, and Peter again becomes a single. And when he gets the opportunity to take revenge on Paul, Peter again fails, as when he gets infected by the sins of Norman Osborn, Peter becomes the Goblin Spider, and he decides to take revenge on those people who hurt him the most. He buries Kraven alive, almost kills Tombstone in his hospital bed, brutalizes Norman for what he did to Gwen, and after that, he goes after MJ and Paul for destroying his life. He almost kills Paul by throwing him from a bridge, but MJ saves Paul, and during the fight, Norman manages to remove the sins from Peter's body and returns him to his normal self. And then, Peter says sorry to his ex-girlfriend MJ and says she did nothing wrong and it was all his fault. What is wrong with him? So after that, Peter goes back to his boring life, and he is currently dealing with the gang war, as after Tombstone's absence, all the super criminals of New York City are fighting each other to take the possession of the criminal underworld. And for you guys, I made an alternate ending where Spider-Man actually kills Paul and takes his revenge. Click on this link to get the video. So the entire Zebel Spider-Man is a total disappointment. Peter's character development is not accepted, and most of the arts in these comics are looking lazy and also hilarious. And what Zebels did is as bad as the One More Day. So what are your thoughts on this current Spider-Man comics? Please share them on the comment section down below, and please like this video and do subscribe, as this will motivate me to make more contents. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.